guys. So we're here with Gav today. We're going to do the match preview for your away game at Sunderland.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've looked at the stats over the past, since we've played Sunderland, and yeah, when we've travelled to St James's Park, oh, that was a bad one, bro. Stadium of Light, we've won 9 times there, to their 4 against us. So I mean, we're ahead of the wins. But this season, Sunderland looks strong at home.
Yeah,
I mean, they've just drawn to Everton, which could have been tricky, but they look good in the second half. And I think it's going to be a cliche, and you're going to hear it for for the next day or so, until the game's played. Xhaka's going to be absolutely everywhere because he was immense against Everton, and you can just bet he's going to be up for this game against his old teammates.
Team news?
You checked it, didn't we, Gav? So Martinelli's out, Gyökeres is out potentially for muscle injuries. Cauliflower's out as well. Calafiori. And
Well, I was. Call of Duty is a weird one. I don't know if he necessarily is. He didn't feature at all in Champions League, and I don't know if that's precaution, but it's not. It's not like him at all.
I'm not going to go into
Do you
it
not? Do
because
you
we're
not
doing
feature?
neutral. But if he's injured,
No, he's got a bit of form in Arteta for just bluffing bullshit.
So what? It'll be Lewis Skelly as a straight swap, even if Calafiori's injured anyway. I would think,
or Ben White right back and Timber left back. But
did Hincapie not pick up a knock?
No, Hincapie's fine.
All right, okay.
Hincapie picked up a knock weeks ago. He played well in the Champions League midweek against Slavia Prague. He looked really well. I think what you're on about is in the final minutes, I think someone went through him. And
I remember him
a bit
taking a fair bit of contact. That's the only reason I wasn't sure whether he'd picked up anything, because I know they went absolutely through him.
So the changes from last week, really, you'd be looking at the same keeper, Timber right back, Saliba, Gabriel.
Well, Kepa's injured, so Kepa can't even play. So
anyway.
I don't know what Kepa did, but he's injured. Yeah, it'll be Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and if Calafiori is fit, it'll be Calafiori, Declan Rice, Zubamendi, Eze, Saka, Trossard, and Merino up top.
Yeah,
I know he's played the youngster. I think he's played that youngster a few times. He's come off the bench and he played in Carabao Cup, that Inus boy. And he looks good, but I think what Jay was touching on when you were doing your West Ham preview is Carl Marshall isn't ready. He's good, but he's not ready, and it's the same with that boy. He's good, but I don't think he's Prem ready yet.
Yeah, I think I think if you've watched football long enough, after 1 or 2 games of seeing him in the Premier League for maybe 90 minutes, you kind of know if someone's sharp enough. And if someone looks really sharp one game and then a bit rusty the other game, you may be thinking, you don't want to throw him in, especially when you boys if you go into the international break with 9 points clear, possibly if Liverpool loses Man City or the other way around, and you don't want to blunder that by playing a youngster. When, to be honest, Merino looked like he's a fucking striker against Slavia Prague anyway with his 2 finishes. It is what it is, isn't it? I don't see any other result than a draw. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I just think that you're both solid and you're both good for a goal. And I think if Sunderland don't look like getting one, Xhaka will just fucking punt one for about 40 yards out, knowing what he's like.
I don't agree. I think you lot will win.
Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully Xhaka doesn't score. I mean, he scored against Everton. But I mean, I like him. I like Everton. I like Xhaka, to be fair. But it's a weird one because every week I'm going in. We're not going to get a set piece goal this week, and we're not going to win. Every week I'm going into it because the run's going to have to end at some point, and it just keeps coming.
You said it wasn't going to end. Thank you. Sorry, full disclosure. Get the tags up.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, but that is what I'm saying. I'm quite a superstitious kind of person where I go into games thinking this isn't going to happen, and in my mind I'm thinking it is going to happen because we're Arsenal. We get the goals for corners, for free kicks, and we beat teams 1-0. And I'm going to put this on record. If we go every single game for the rest of the season 1-0 by a set piece goal, I'll be fucking happy. So it just means everyone else has been fucking miserable. Because I'm going to touch on this as well. As everyone goes on about the long throws, Arsenal didn't even bring that back up. It was fucking Brentford. Brentford's been doing it way longer than we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everyone seems to want to jump on our fucking backs and have a go at us. It's Arsenal's fault for ruining the
think-
league. And then Jamie Carragher, I should say, years ago, he turned around and went, one of the reasons Liverpool's going to win the league is their set pieces. And then he's turned around and went, the Arsenal are ruining in the league with their set pieces. So what one fucking is it?
I think when you look at the teams across the years that have won the Premier League, the two that you can possibly cite is Conte's back three that was unbelievably defensive, and Mourinho's 04-05 Chelsea team that again was unbelievably defensive. I think you look better than that, than Mourinho's, and that's saying something. But I think in the free flow of football, nowhere near it. And I think that's the worry. When this does eventually run out, or if Gabriel does get a nick at some point, who is going to score that goal? Who's going to pop that up? And at the end of the day, mate, it's nothing to worry about right now because you haven't got players in. You haven't got Madueke, you haven't got Gyökeres, and he's still scoring. You're still winning. So I think at this point, I don't know if you agree with this, what actually matters this season is the December, January, February period where, not being horrible, Arsenal are quite keen on just fucking
Shit in the bed.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And that's when it matters.
Well, even if you look at it, you've got Premier League, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and at some point in January or possibly early February, FA Cup.
Yeah.
So you could be playing 4 games in the space of 2 weeks. I know for a fact that our Carabao Cup game against Crystal Palace has been moved, and we're playing Everton on the Sunday. I think we go to Goodison, or whatever it's fucking called now. We go to Goodison. And then that's that fucking thing. And the thing on the water, that one. And then we host Crystal Palace at home on the Tuesday. We play Sunday and Tuesday.
Yeah, we did the other year though when we went to Anfield and then back to Upton Park, and then back to London Stadium for thing, didn't we?
Yeah,
League Cup, fuck you, mate. They shag you. It's just what it is. League Cup always have.
I suppose the only worrying thing for me about Arsenal is the fact that because of the set piece thing, you're worse than us for goals in open play, which is madness considering the absolute
as a neutral
Grand Canyon between us in league position.
As a neutral, I think pundits are trying to find something to criticise Arsenal of.
Yeah.
When I mean that is if you look at if Sunderland were top of the league and had those stats for goals scored in and out of play, in and out of actual free play, no one would be saying anything. And I'm not usually on the bandwagon of Arsenal getting used as targets, but Spurs have scored a lot of set piece goals, I think, in the last couple of weeks. No one's been on about it. The only time they were on about it was when they shit the bed against Chelsea the other week. So it's like, it's because it's Arsenal and it's because they brought in a striker and it's a narrative and they're pushing it. We've seen it, not just to try to size it. We saw it with Moyes. Doesn't matter what manager, we could have replaced him with Pep Guardiola. We still would have started off sacking Moyes. It's what they want. It's a narrative that sticks, so they use it.
Yeah,
it's just a poor one. Carragher's trying to. I saw him the other day trying to say you boys have got the best squad and the best depth. How?
He's just
your next left winger after fucking Madueke is Trossard. They've got like 300 million in the front three. They're smoking, mate.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're dropping points that Carragher's trying to take attention away from them.
Yeah.
It's narratives. And it's, to be honest, I don't agree with it. Because they'll come back in January if you drop points and go, see, we told you you'd stop scoring set piece goals. And you're like,
I see you getting a win. I do see you getting a win. I don't see a draw. I reckon you'll win 2-1. I do think Xhaka will score. I do think he will be the person for Sunderland that puts it in the back of the net. But I don't see a result where you don't win. If I'm honest, I don't see a draw.
I think going back to what you're saying, I'll do my score prediction. Is everyone seems to be going, and pundits included, mostly pundits, are going, what happens when these set pieces dry up and Arsenal aren't scoring the free play goals? I think when the set piece goals dry up, and I don't think they will, we will have already found the lock and key of open play goals, because we'll have the time to suss how how teams are setting up against us. So then we go into because you do have a second half of the league, because obviously you play everyone twice by yourself, is you can figure out how people are going to play against you and use that to your advantage. And I think Arteta is one of the smartest managers in the league to figure out what's going to happen. Sometimes it doesn't always pay off, but It's
genuinely
interesting
think as
what
well,
will happen.
if you stay top of the league and then Gyökeres has been there 4 or 5 months and you still ain't scoring, then I think you need to ask some questions because you brought him in to score those big opportunities. But like right now, I know it's just they have to go what if because unfortunately right now Arsenal's got an unblemished record and the only stat you possibly can throw at them is the open play stat. And it's all right saying that,
Yeah.
but it's working for them, so it doesn't matter. It's how many goals did we score from corners and we went, who fucking cares? We're scoring.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter.
This is also another thing I want to bring up, and I just thought of it off the top of my head. How many chances have Arsenal had one-on-one with keepers this season? I
Yeah.
can't tell you one at all. But
Gyökeres,
if you had that,
Mm.
well, first game of the season, possibly that's not fucking
I just
normal.
remember that.
Possibly,
I don't
I'm
know
not going to
why
say
it
they
happened.
didn't, but you could be quite possibly right. That's one out of we played what 9, 10
Yeah, it's not
games
a lot.
since then. If you put Saka one-on-one, Gyökeres one-on-one most of the time, Trossard one-on-one most of the time, Eze one-on-one most of the time, you're going to score the goals, and they'll
You've
go
got the
down and
quality.
set
You've got
open play
quality. It
goals.
just needs to cut. I think Arteta at some time needs to take the handbrake off. He's actually reminding me less of Mourinho and more of Rafa Benitez, which is why I'm surprised Carragher has a go about Arsenal because he played in a Rafa team with 4 centre backs that were all 6'4"
Like you said,
for
though,
about
he's
5 years.
just painting a target on your back because it's the only thing you can be criticised for. So that's all it is.
This is what you can look at of Arteta of old to this season, where the past couple of seasons when teams have set in a low block, I'm going to name it Newcastle.
We do as well.
We have struggled. We shit ourselves, and we don't have any options. Every game we played so far, except for City, Liverpool, and United, everyone's set up in a low block. Everyone is camped out in either their own half or in their own box and made it dirty. Not saying that they're playing dirty or dark arts or any of that shit. I just mean like they're not making it as easy as would if other teams were coming out to play. So I think the open play stats are a bit fabricated and fantasized to suit the narrative of
Do you know why
Arsenal only score set piece goals.
See, as an Arsenal fan, Stadium of Light is a hard. Well, we knew that in the first day of the season. Stadium of Light is probably a really hard place to go this year. I'd say it's probably the 3rd hardest away ground to go to right now. But
Yeah.
you've just beat your 4 bogey teams basically on the trot. You haven't got anything. I don't genuinely as a football fan. I'm not worried about you winning the league yet. As I said to you many times in the last 3 months, wait until February. That's the way I've always looked at it with Arsenal. But you've beat West Ham, Fulham, Newcastle, and Palace. Those are the 4 teams you usually drop points on, and you've dropped none. In fact, I don't think any one of them got a shot on target. So it's you faced 1 shot on target, I think, in October, and that's in all competitions. I think like they are
I was going to say
possibly the best defensive team ever in the Premier League in this period.
what shot on target was it? Because if it's the fucking Eddie and Nketiah one, that's not even a shot on target.
No, I don't know. But all I remember
Kepa.
them saying was there was a first shot on target inside at 360 odd minutes to get a football, and then
Yeah.
it was pulled off anyway because it was offside. But at the end of the day, I think it's only positive for Arsenal. As much as it does pay me to say it because I don't particularly want you to win the league, but I do genuinely think you look a bit more professional this year. You're finishing off teams. Look at Atletico Madrid. You didn't look particularly good in the first 45. You came out in the second 45, smashed them 4-0. It's one of the. You've got that ability, but it seems the only thing I would worry about is you have to score that first goal to start kicking in. But I think that's always been an Arteta problem as well.
It's like smelling blood, sort of. And in the Premier League, he's a bit reluctant to do it. When we go 1-0, he doesn't sit fully back, but he's not quite as high up the field as he was when it was 0-0. But you mentioned it with the Atletico Madrid game, we scored 1 and we were in the exact same position up the pitch. We didn't drop deeper, we didn't sit back, and we went and scored 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. Like, you know what I mean? Do that in the Prem. Do it to be brave. I still sit here and I still hate sitting back after a 1-0 because going over history the past couple of seasons, when we do that, we seem to slip on a banana peel and fuck the result up. So like, do what's winning the games. If it's set pieces, fucking set piece it. Now, I don't think Arteta is one of these managers that's going to sit and go, "Oh, they're going on about set
No,
pieces.
he's
We're
not
not
gonna
going to
do
do it this game."
No, it
He's going to turn
turns
around
him
and go,
on.
"Oh, you don't like set
He,
pieces? We're going to do it."
that geezer
Yeah,
bricks up.
exactly.
He loves the
Genuinely, doesn't he?
controversy.
He loves it.
You can tell because
He's Mourinho. He's
I hate to
Mourinho
dial
himself.
back to it, but the injury guff that he does every fucking week, like he'll thrive off that. And as much as I don't like him, he's a tale of a good manager if he can take that sort of criticism,
I would say though,
turning it on its head and use it to fuel the team.
he's that
is the one thing
he's
I
that
give you.
sort of manager where everyone, it's like Mourinho, and I only think him back to Mourinho because he's so much like him. Is everyone hates him when he's not your manager?
Oh yeah,
The Spurs fans hated him as soon as he went to Spurs. Loved him.
Yeah.
Until the results went bad, obviously. But he's
Yeah.
that sort of manager. He's the Conte, Allegri, Mourinho, Diego Simeone manager. So you get what you're given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Score predictions, Gav. Go on, be bold, son.
1-0.
Show your chest. Sorry? I didn't hear that right.
1-0.
Oh, I did hear that right. Go on.
Oh,
I
that's a
did hear
2-1.
that. We've got it
Yeah,
1-0.
Who's the goal scorer? Who are people
Marino.
putting a bet on? Marino. Is it a corner?
I think probably it's going to be a set piece.
Well, I said 2-1,
Hey,
and
guys.
Marino and Gabriel were going to
Yeah.
be my two that were going to score the goals as well.
I think other than Burnley, all the other games have been 1-0 set piece goals.
I could be
So
completely wrong on this. I'm going to go a bit out.
Sunderland are hard.
I'm going to go a bit out of see 1-1. I think Xhaka scores first. And just what I saw against Everton, Sunderland are quite weak on wingers coming inside. Ndiaye had him up in bits for a better part of an hour. I think Saka's going to get one, and I don't think he's had one for a while. So I think that'll mean quite a lot to him. But I think you might.
I mean,
get
in the
four.
Prem, you mean?
Yeah. In the Prem, I think he's goalless in 5 or something. But no, I think it'll be. And by the way, I think 1-1 and Stadium of Light when you're already 6 points clear. I don't think that's terrible when your two competitors for the league are playing each other. Obviously, you'd like to win. I'm just saying it will be a conceded goal, which isn't good for you boys. But it's one of those. You need to just. This is probably the best game week to drop a point if you're going to drop one. Because one of them will drop points, or both of them will both drop 2. So it's the best way to look at it, really, isn't it?
I suppose you don't want to go into the international break kind of loss, though.
No, well, no.
Yeah, another thing, though.
No, because that'll be start of your usual Christmas downturn, won't it? So, no, you want to go.
I think this is a must win. I genuinely do, because one, if you look at it, not based on form, Sunderland just come up from the Championship. 2, we've got a good record against Sunderland in the head-to-head. But then if you go off recent form, Sunderland at Stadium of Light are a different beast for when they're away from home.
They took some time
and
against us, but then that second 45 is what they've looked like there ever since, which is very hungry.
Well, they done that with Everton on Monday, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think that could also play in our favour that they played on Monday. But then again, we played on whatever day.
Yeah.
But I think we're more used to playing, say, midweek agenda games.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I know. I think 1-0.
That's going to be a good week. It's a good weekend for football.
Yeah, it genuinely is. Actually,
there's a lot of important games going on, so I think, I think it'll be an interesting watch.
I think Xhaka red card.
Oh,
Fuck
shut
the
up.
goal. It's been
Not
sent
against
off.
you lot. I don't see
No,
it.
I said this the other night after
It's
the
bad,
Slavia Prague game. I genuinely do. I think he's going to be up for it, and he's going to be one of those challenges where he hasn't meant to lunge in, but he's going to catch somebody